Steelers and the Buffalo Bills. And we are underway in Buffalo. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the NFL's leading rusher in 2021, Jonathan Taylor. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Taylor. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. 1st and 10, Taylor down. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Balaj. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers.
This motherfucker.
He plays games with great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. And that's a ball that he's going to want to keep his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's even getting back out on the field and really get the second one.
There on the stop of Leo Chanel. Our game here, really a dream matchup for folks who like good quarterback play, and really who doesn't like good quarterback play. I mean, you got the two-time rating MVP against a guy who many think could be holding that trophy in the very near future. Rodgers and Allen have faced off one time before, and it was the Packers who shut out the Bills that day 22-0. That was just Allen's third NFL start. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now brings up third down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. Now Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
That is inches from the other line. It's no good. Line to the left, and this will remain a short game.
I'm start whooping this nigga ass.
For being on the right hash because you got to make sure you get the angle.
Nah, this ain't the right person we were supposed to jump on. This is somebody else.
Winds up hooking it way too far.
It's crazy. The other game wasn't for money though. This one is.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're probably confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Allen now looks to throw. And his throw here is incomplete. But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
And this pass caught by Gray. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Significant other goes a whole day without talking to you. They don't like you that much.
And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position.
Somebody said if your significant other goes a whole day without talking to you, like they don't like you that much.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Jordan Davis just a monster on that play, stopping it from going anywhere.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
What you
On
think?
2nd and 12, Rodgers. This one into the hands of the running back Balaj. And they go backwards here.
I don't think that's
Losing
necessarily
yardage
true.
back at the 48-yard line.
All day,
Here on
nothing.
the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long
Yeah,
here.
you want
Well,
to
sometimes despite
communicate
the best plan, the
somewhat.
defense actually has a plan
Oh,
as
I
well.
said
They
if
blanket
they go an
everyone on
entire
that play.
24
They're
hours, a
able to
whole
close
day,
it down
and
and
do
spin
not
it to
say
a
shit to you,
loss.
nothing.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Right.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
On is the punter long here as he sends this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
Hi, thank you.
Now from about the 32. On play action, Allen. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. No score after 1 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Allen gonna throw. And it'll be intercepted. And the Packers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. And you don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
Let me call you back.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so
Hello?
rarely.
You need anything at the store?
No, I'm good.
There's not just maybe the
You want me to go essential water? Because I got some here. You can get you $2.
I'm good.
You went horoscope on us.
I was thinking maybe Ren Six was on. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. That is caught. It's the tight end Tunyon. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And we do talk a lot about how the tight end position has changed in the NFL. Here's a great example. It used to be that they were linemen who occasionally caught passes. Now they're wide receivers who occasionally block people. And right here, this is a tight end speed.
Yeah.
Wide receivers.
And if you're wondering how fast he is going, next gen stats topped him at close to 51 miles an hour. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Rodgers. Open man left side. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 13-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yards can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 10 more there and another first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. The running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Rodgers going to throw. Forced out to his left. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far, and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Taylor.
All right, then.
Touchdown, Packers. So part it was a passing game that drove them.
They paid attention to the game.
They trust that man in the backfield, and he took the ball. And they trust
Looking at this, it's a horny game. That's why you lost last time.
Protection over run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets work done on this drive.
They're trying to keep them
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes us score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The Bills at 6-0. What a start to the season for them. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
Big.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Allen.
What the fuck?
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, we're going to milk the clock. Here, we just going to do ball control. This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense. Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any steps. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the 22, Rodgers. Got a man complete. It's Taylor. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find something up and downfield really covered for so long. So maybe they want to go to the zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 2nd and 7, Rodgers. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
Great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or the field turf with rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Rodgers. Complete once again to Watson. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Coverage is awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
before reaching the 10-yard line. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on 4th down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it. Makes the right read there, gets the ball to his receiver. They get the first down. It's now 1st and goal.
And again, it's Rodgers. And he's got his man. Touchdown, Green Bay. It's Allen Lazard. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers will extend their lead here just before halftime. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 14-0. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
What you got?
A chicken salad.
He's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we
It's really good. From where? Sonic?
No, I said I got a chicken salad sandwich on a croissant with a side of soup. And it's from this place called Chicken Salad Chick.
Over. We are ready for quarter number 3.
You heard that?
Charles Davis.
Yeah, I ain't never been though.
Shit pretty decent, I must say. I'm pleased.
The Bills trail here, but
I
they
still
will get
feel
the football
good.
first as we are back underway on EA Sports.
You said you still don't feel good?
Oh, good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either, so certainly something has to change.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. Running game struggled in the first half. The opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
On play action, Allen. And Seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now they'll bring up second down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Allen off the play fake. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone. And that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up third down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Throwing his Allen on third. And that is incomplete.
The offense scheme going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills have cut it back within a score. Tyler Minnesota for the extra point attempt. And that one makes it 14-7.
Second long at 6:12. It's in 30 minutes.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29.
No, he said he was going to get it to so 45. I'm trying to mind my fucking business. That's what I'm going to do.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. Even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where they're trying to get momentum back. Maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
Actually, I like that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
That was at 6:12. It's like 5, 30 minutes later. No.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. Got a man, that's Lazard. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 40-yard. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gives him the first down.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. From midfield, here's Rodgers. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down.
Well, the connection they had was excellent today. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. They'll let it go deep for Beckham, and it's intercepted.
Just to fucking mess it up.
And the Bills are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the pass.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something, because right now, they're just cutting them to shreds.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Up the middle, it's Cook. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I think this running game, or should I say, lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
We're backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Allen for the gun on third down. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to gallop the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Returnable for Watson. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard run. Well done. And it'll be Packer football. First down and 10.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna eat that again.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Beckham will go in motion right.
Hey, take 26. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Brought down by Ed Oliver.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. The slot man in motion right. And they'll send the slot in motion left. From the 38, Rodgers. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers, he'll find Lazard here over the middle. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And it's a Packers touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 32 yards. And the Packers are closing in on a 6-2 start as they extend this 4th quarter advantage. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 21-7. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. And the Packers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Well, time, I mean, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Yeah, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop?
Hey, 88.
To throw, it's Rodgers. That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
To the 27-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On play action. Now Rodgers. He completes it to Beckham. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Up the middle, here's Taylor. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. 55 rushing yards, rushing for him now to this point. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips. They're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out. We've got them now.
Yeah, 300. 150.
There's Rodgers to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Leo Chanel. He's at the 50, the 30, And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
An extra point by Bass, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. From the 10. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all three timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Second down, another run with Taylor. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Hey, 26. Number 50. Hey, you block over here.
Back to throw, Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more, but this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry. Well, at least it wasn't a turnover like the last drive. You'd think they'd make an adjustment and be ready to make up for that turnover. Instead, just another big play for the defense on that snap.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Allen. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for the Packers, they run their mark to 6-2 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they fall for the first time this season after 6 wins to start the campaign. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets.